So, hey guys, Chauzu here. So we got the download for the Kisna. So we got two new legends to talk about, the 6 plus V1 Chopper, as well as the new Boa Kisna legend. But let's start with Chopper. Since my Chopper is very low level limit break, we can look at both the 6 plus buffs and then the level limit break buffs. So Chopper is still Shooter, Cerebral, and Psi. Captain. Now Shooter and Cerebral get an extra attack buff up to 4.25 times. Other characters are still 4 times attack, which I think was the same case before. Boost HP by 1.3 times, reduces damage taken by 10%, makes in-slots and matching slot effects, and duplicates CC like before, no buff there. I think I saw the JP download earlier. It also said he made recovery tandem matching, so this might be a global mistake. We'll have to double check that later. Special reduces CD by 1 turn, reduces Bind the Spear by 6 turns, reduces Para Burn, Special Bind, Attack down, Recover down, Remove as effects, and increase damage taken by 5 turns. Removes all poison and heals crew by 12,024 HP at end of turn for 4 turns. I feel like I need to check if that's increased HP or not. Let's check OG Chopper for a quickie. Now it's the same as before, so it's really a small change without level limit break. It's just reducing CD by 1, reducing Bind the Spear by an extra turn, and healing HP for 1 extra turn. I don't even think Chopper as a sailor to reduce CD. So pretty weird choice. Yeah, it's just Special Bind. It might be possible that he got buffed, but I can't see that here. It's possible that they buffed his sailor to also resist special reverse. If that's the case, the Chopper is a lot better, but we'll have to wait and see about that. As for level limit break, Captain change, it's basically just Shooter and Cerebral's attack get buffed to 4.75 times, and other characters get buffed to 4.25 times, otherwise it's the same. Appreciated attack buffs at least, so can't complain there. And as for the special, he adds a few more debuffs to remove. Healing effect converted to damage effect. Healing effect from slots converted to damage effect. Basically all those weird stuff where you take damage when healing, you remove them by 5. And he extends the healing by an extra turn to 5 turns, which is actually nice. But yeah, it's still a pretty small buff this, which I'm not too upset about because Chopper was already good enough, so he didn't really need a buff. But yeah, if he does get that buffed sailor, so he can resist special reverse. Hard to say from here, but like that might be part of the 6 plus. It's not a level limit break buff at least. If he gets that, he's a lot better. New art as well, at least the glowing eyes, the rest is the same I think. Rumble ability, I'll just show it for you guys who are interested. I don't think Chopper is that valuable in PvP, but now you get to see what he does and make up your own mind about that. Okay, let's go to the Kisna instead. I'm decently happy with Chopper, not hyped, but yeah, could have been worse. Kisna legend now, so we have a bit worse steps. No guaranteed new character. We have a chance for a new character on 3rd multi as well, and 5th is a legend. And then there's basically no more recommended steps until the 10th. So yeah, not that exciting. I did like the guaranteed new unit. Now we have like a first step where we can get like Monet, which is not exciting at all, of course. But yeah, let's look at the new units. We can start with the rear recruits. Big Mom is also available on the Sugo, which is nice, of course. One of the newest legends. So for this Christmas ago, they made Pudding and Bonnie totally non-Christmas, which is very weird. But at least they didn't make the boring thing of giving normal art with Christmas background, so I can respect that at least, but still a very weird decision. But yeah, Pudding, Strength, Shooter, Cerebral. This is a Strength badge. Reduces Strength, Shooter, and Cerebral characters CD by 1 turn. Reduces Spine by 6 turns. Reduces damage reduction by 6 turns. If crew has attack buff, you buff it by a further plus 0.25 times. Otherwise, 2 times attack for Strength, Shooter, and Cerebral. Pretty vanilla, but adding CD reduction together with good utility and buffs is always valuable, so pretty good unit. Not super hype, but pretty good. Bonnie, Strength Free Spirit Fighter. And one weird thing with her is that she makes recovery matching, but her special doesn't change slots to recovery, which is pretty weird for a Bonnie unit, but might make more sense when we look at the Boa legend. Changes all slots, including block to matching, reduces the spear paralysis by 5 turns, reduces death up by 5 turns. If you already have an ore boost, you extend it by 1 turn, otherwise you get a 2 times ore boost for Strength, Fighter, and Free Spirit for 2 turns. So yeah, also not bad. Full board ore manip, removes 3 different common debuffs by 5 turns, and also has the ore boost or extending ore boost. So yeah, fine unit. Pretty similar to Pudding, looks good, we'll probably see some use, but it's not like you get hyped by this Bonnie. Let's talk about the legend, and there's quite a bit to talk about here. So the new Boa is Strength, Free Spirit, and Shooter. So the long-awaited Strength Boa is here, but I guess it already happened with the Anniversary Wife unit. But yeah, she does have a Strength super type as well, and we look at the Captain ability. -2 CD just for Boa at start of the quest. Her CD is 12, so that's pretty good, but I take -1 CD to crew every day of the week over just -2 CD to herself. Boost Strength, Free Spirit, and Shooter characters attack by 5.25 times and HP by 1.25 times. Pretty standard numbers. Make Strength, Dex, size slots have matching slot effects. Yeah, that's fine, but will I prefer if she made quick also matching instead of psi, but it is what it is. Pretty weird, a range of colors. Slightly reduces chance of landing on recovery tandem orbs, which might explain why Bonnie doesn't change orbs to recovery. The weird thing with this is I don't really see the reason to reduce the chance of that. It's not part of her kit, it's just part of her captain, but she also is screwed by 2000 HP at the end of the turn. So yeah, captain is pretty bland, but the exciting thing is in her special, and there's 2 things to talk about. One new mechanic and an extension of a pretty new mechanic. So it's pretty funny because I was just planning to make a video talking about Jinbei's new special, because he actually has a new icon with basically unlimited potential, and it's pretty funny that Boa already has a special that uses the new Jinbei icon. So basically Boa will give Strength, Free Spirit, and Shooter characters 2.5 times attack until HP is reduced by 3000. So this is the same mechanic Jinbei has with his damage immunity. It's just different conditions, and I will definitely make a video about this now sometime next week, but this has basically endless potential for Bandai to make cool specials and captain abilities. So basically, you can have a never-ending attack boost here, 2.5 times, and that's obviously very strong. But it also has the potential, like, this will be removed by enemies if they remove buffs and such. And if they do any kind of HP cut or damage, it will also be removed. So for some content, this is a 1-turn attack buff. For some content, you have an attack buff until the end. So just more options in team building, which is always cool. I love that they're making this a thing. I think it has huge potential for cool new units. But as I said, we'll talk about that in a different video. Great special though, in that case, like potential endless 2.5 times attack boost. Inflicts petrify status to each enemy in love status when special is launched for 2 turns. Okay, so let's recap here. So there's a mechanic called Mero or Love, I guess it's called on global now. But enemies in Mellow get like a heart and a timer, and each time you hit a unit with Mellow, the timer decreases. And when it hits 0, the unit can start attacking again, but before then it doesn't attack. So what this does is that if an enemy is already Mellow or in love, then you can petrify it. And then for 2 turns, you can hit them as much as you want, but the turn timer stays the same and they won't be attacking. So it's obviously pretty cool. I will say that the Mero status is pretty niche, all things considered. It's basically a stall mechanic, while stall is not that super common. But like with the new Mero, you have the potential at least to kill over several turns with little consequences. One thing to note though is that Mero has never gone through full immunity, so I doubt this will as well. So might have limited usage due to that, but I think it's always cool when we get new mechanics, and I think inflicting petrify is something we waited for a Boa to do. So it's cool that they build on an older mechanic and make it more useful, but I think that this is a case of a niche mechanic still being pretty niche, but being a bit cooler. So it will be cool to try out, but I doubt this part of her kit will be super exciting and used a lot. Basically, I don't think that. Basically, otherwise you still inflict normal Mero. 8 time timer, so pretty low. You also cancel cruise attack, reducing slot effects for 3 turns. This is like the Kishna Crew or such units. Like, it's not like you can't get an ore boost, but you can't get reduced attack either. So super type. You need Luffy or one of the Boa sisters or family. Or stall 7 turns, so pretty much like the Halloween Boa from last year. Special, 3 turns of 2.25 times color affinity for strength, free spirit, and shooters. Obviously really good. Very high color affinity and for 3 turns. You also inflict Mero on each enemy. That's 10 times, and if you use both, you get 20 times Mero. And if you use Boa Special, it gets buffed to 28 times. And then you can petrify it, and it's 28 turns for guaranteed for 2 turns, or 28 times for 2 turns. And change strength catch to super strength. See, I think it's a solid kit. Like in most contexts, say in like an arena settings, you can use her special stage 4. Maybe can even use a special stage 3 depending on what they do. And you got an attack boost to the end optimally. And then on stage 4, you can use Boa's super type special, and you optimally have a color affinity to the end. So there's a ton of buffs from just a single unit. So yeah, can't really complain, pretty strong. We also have support to the super type condition units. Changes slot to strength. Cancels attack reducing slot effects for 1 turn. And heals crew by 2,000 HP at start of final battle. So adding, canceling attack reducing slot effects to support is actually interesting, because this is something that's not really worth using as a special. But then you can get it for free. It's actually might be worth trying it out a bit. will still be pretty niche, I guess, but at least it can be tried out now, unlike in the current reality where we just ignore this mechanic entirely. It's not the best support, but pretty unique. Rumble, there's the art as well. I think the ability is pretty good. Of course, def up, HP up level 5 to strength. That's the most important 2 buffs. And you get some speed up in the beginning, which is a bit whatever. I don't think the special looks the best though. I might be wrong though, but 35 CT feels like a lot for what she does. Targets one enemy for 1.5 times attack, up to 5 times. Targets all enemies for 30% chance of confusion. If team has Marigold or Sandersonia, targets all enemies for 30% chance of action bind. I feel like the chance is so low, like I don't see this being used over the wife. The only reason you use this over the wife is because you'd be able to also use like a straw hat unit on the team, like Luffy Crew, for example. But yeah, I do think this looks worse than the anniversary wife unit. Also not the most optimal classes for strength, I guess, since strength has started to lean towards like striker driven due to Kid. But yeah, these are the new units. Excited by Boa's new attack buff. We'll talk more about that in a future video. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.